Well, it's been a few weeks since I introduced you to the Annie's Moroccan Tile Afghan, the Holiday Spice colorway version of it. And today we're going to do kit 2. So I got my bag, my mailer with all my goodies in it. And I need to let you know that I am not affiliated with anyone. I am not sponsored by anyone. All my opinions and my perceptions are all my own. So what I do on this particular video when I review kits, basically I unbox, I reveal, and I review for you. Hello, my name is Sig, and this is my channel, Essential Crochet. And you are always welcomed here. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you like the content and want to see more, make sure that you do hit the like and also the bell. The bell will keep you connected to me so you'll know whenever I drop any new videos or content. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get to it. So moving forward with kit 2, I'm going to discuss what's in the book, the supplies I'm going to need, and then a quick little recap of kit 1. So our book for the Holiday Spice Afghan, the Moroccan Tile Afghan, actually just in the Holiday Spice colors, today is kit 2 day. And we open up the book and it lets us know that in our kit, we have the medium worsted weight acrylic. And each skein is going to be 50 grams. And we're going to get 90 yards per our 50 grams, approximately. And then they're letting us know that we're going to get the 2 skeins of cream. So I have 2 skeins of the cream right here. And we're going to get 1 skein each of the sienna, cocoa, and cayenne. So we have those colors here also. It also lets me know that I need a 5.5 millimeter hook. Now they did give me a 5 millimeter and a 5.5 millimeter hook in the first kit. I this time happened to be using my own hook because, well, I just prefer using my own hook, but the other 2 hooks that they gave me in the first kit, I've put away just in case I need them again sometime in the future or I want to give them to somebody. It also tells me that I need a tapestry needle. In addition, they also explain that I'm going to be using the color paprika, the colorway of paprika from the first kit that we did. So this is what I had left over of my paprika from the last kit. So I'm going to be using this apparently with this month's portion of the Afghan. And then also because we have so much cream to go through, and I actually had some cream left over from last kits, I'm going to also use this up first before I break into my other 2 skeins of cream. And then, of course, last but not least, I have my last week's piece that I had already completed. Because, of course, we'll be putting the new piece on to this piece this time around. So now in terms of these colors, this colorway is my cocoa. This colorway is my, where are we at? Cayenne. I think this is a little dull for a cayenne pepper look, but it's okay. It's a nice kind of mild brown with a little bit of a kind of a reddish orange in it. And then I'm guessing this is going to be my sienna. Maybe if I can find the name. right there. And that's not exactly what I would call sienna either. However, you know, I really don't care what you're going to call them at this point, as long as the colors work with the Afghan, and of course they do. So now, as usual, the book's going to go over things like skill level, which is advanced beginner or ambitious beginner level. We're going to go through some gauge, some special instructions on gauging for the actual triangle pieces, and that may not make much sense to you now, but it will here in a few minutes. We got some special notes, special stitches, so we're going to incorporate the bobble and the star stitch into this piece. And then, as usual, I've got basically the pattern covered with post-it notes because, well, we don't want to infringe upon any copyrights. Okay, so this is basically what we're going to be working on. We're going to be working on these corner pieces right here, these triangular corner pieces this time around. And you can see with this image right here, so this inside part that's washed out is the part that we did last month. And these standard colored corners right here that you see, these are the pieces we are going to make and incorporate this month. So yeah, I can easily see all the different colors that are going to go into this. And of course, more instructions. And then on the back, it gives us another washed out image of what the entire blanket is going to look like and which pieces we happen to be working on with this month. So now with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to step away for a moment. I'm going to work this piece up and then we'll come back and discuss a little more. These three colors right here are what I had left over from the first kit, and I did not use these colors in this second part of the kit. What I did do though, however, is I used these colors right here, and this is what I have left over. So if you remember, we started with 2 full skeins and a ball of this cream color. This is what's left, so we used quite a bit of the cream color. We used just a little bit of the cocoa. We used a little bit of the sienna, just a little bit of the cayenne, and a bit of the paprika. And of course, as before, we will save these yarns because we will use them in the upcoming segments of this Afghan. So this month's addition to our Afghan were these triangular corners. So you can see where we started each end off with the cocoa or the cacao color, however you want to call it. It incorporates a lot of different stitches, which I really enjoyed. And then it's finally bordered with this star stitch and this reverse single crochet stitch. Now, I know that they tell you that this is an advanced beginner, ambitious beginner level project, but I'm going to say this is actually very much an intermediate project with a caveat. So if you're going to watch the videos and follow the video instructions, I think an advanced beginner or an ambitious beginner is going to do just fine. Now, if you're strictly going to do this only reading the instructions like I'm doing currently, then I think this project is going to be more suited for an intermediate individual. However, that's not to say a beginner couldn't do it. A beginner could do it. They're just going to need to slow way down and really take their time and maybe access other sources with regards to the different stitches they're going to be required to do. So the stitches themselves aren't really difficult, but I think even your advanced beginner might find difficulty incorporating those stitches in with all the other stitches. Now, the main thing you really need to do is pay attention to your count. I think the count is so important in this piece. It cannot be overstated. Now, with that said, I didn't have any issues doing this next piece to the kit. In fact, I've really found it quite enjoyable. I reviewed the use of a couple of different stitches that I actually really like, but I haven't done in a while, so that was nice. I thought the count worked out well. I didn't have any issues with sizing, but there again, this is just one of those projects where you got to stay on point with your counting. You're off by 1-2 stitches, and you're going to be really unhappy with the results, and you're probably going to play like hell trying to figure out where it was you went wrong. So this is just one of those projects that's going to continually remind you, just by working through it, that you need to stop and make sure that your count is on point quite regularly. So now, with all that said, I am really quite happy with the way this is turning out. I'm reviewing several different boxes and several, subscription boxes right now, and this one right here is so far one of my personal favorites. So there's a couple of them so far that are working out in a way that really resonates with me. Now, you might have a different opinion, a different perspective. You might find a different box that you really like that maybe I'm not so fond of, and that's totally okay. But for this year, my goal for this year is to really explore several of these boxes, bring them to you, and Annie's Afghan kit, at least for the Moroccan tile, just is one that I'm really enjoying quite a bit. So that's all really good. And I don't know that I have much more to say about it other than watch your count. In my opinion, it's turning out just beautifully. I'm really happy with it. I can already see where it's going. I haven't had any real major issues, but with exception to a couple of sticking points, but we all get that with any pattern that we're trying to follow, because different designers and things are worded a little differently, and so sometimes you have to back it up and slow it down and think it through for a second. But in terms of all of that, the pattern itself has really quite straightforward, and so that's nice too, and I don't feel like anything too weird has happened. So yeah, so I guess today is just mostly showing you the progress of this piece, and that this time around everything went really well, everything went really smoothly. The only thing that I can't emphasize enough is to watch your count. Be really careful in terms of your front and your back stitches, or working in those front and back loops. If you're not being real careful, you can kind of slip up on that a little bit. But those are really the only two things that I can see that are really anything you even have to look out for. Not that they're a real problem, just something to be cognizant of. All right. Well, thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you with the next set for this kit, the next portion of this blanket to do. And I will definitely see you here probably, in the next couple of days with another video of something else. But it'll be a few more weeks before I receive my next Annie's Afghan kit supplement. All right. Have a great day.